Welcome back, guys. In the last video I just forgot to show you one thing under the inventory. If you click on the locker, click on the to get to the inventory, that icon plus. When you get to the inventory, when my mouse is not hovering over the icon, the information of that icon disappears, right? When it's hovering, it appears. So if you want that kind of feature in your inventory, I'm going to show you real quick how that is done. All right, so just open up your slot, go all the way down where your public void on pointer exit function is, or if you don't have an on pointer exit function, just get to the on pointer enter function and copy everything that's in on pointer enter function, paste it onto the on pointer exit function, and make sure that all these are equal to speech marks and nothing in between the speech marks. Now this function does is, when it's not hovering over the icon, the all your icons information will disappear. Alright, if you want that kind of feature in your game, this is how it's done. Alright, so make sure that it's in the slot, almost at the bottom. The other thing that I wanted to show you is the inside the Unity engine, under the inventory panel where we have skin inventory script. All right, where every time when we duplicate our slot, which is inventory slot, we had to manually add that slot onto our object slot, where I'm going to show you how this is done without having to manually add that slot. Right, so in the script, go to find your skin inventory script. All right, and the first, from the beginning of the public class, we were working with the item database, and then remember in the previous videos I did comment this line out. Well, bring that back, or if you did delete this line, just copy it. It's serialized field private transform inventory parent. All right, this line of code, what this line of code does is, if I go back to Unity engine, click on inventory panel under the skin panel, and it's right here, inventory parent. All right, so all you have to do is grab this content inventory, drag it and drop it into the inventory parent. Go back to the script, skin inventory script. The next line of code, I have slot index inventory slots. All right, when I say index, I mean by the square brackets, open close square brackets. This pretty much stores the index of something, multiple of something. All right, which is in this case storing multiple slots scripts. Okay, once you're done with this code, then we have a function that is before start, private void on validate. All right, make sure you spell this right. On capital O, on validate, capital V, ALIDATE. Okay, now inside the validate function, I have if statement. If, all right, inventory parent, which is this transform inventory parent, is not equal to null, okay, then we do something here, which is inventory slot, right, which is this slot here, is equal to inventory parent dot components within S in children, right, lesser than slot greater than open close parentheses, and that's it. This function right here will unstart if there is inventory, if there is anything under the under your content inventory, if you have slots underneath it, that code will automatically find it and store it inside the inventory slot. For example, let's say I add another inventory slot by duplicating it a couple of times. Now remember, before I used to make mistakes where I would forget to add these manually onto the inventory, skin inventory, where now they're going to be added manually onto the inventory slot. They're not going to be added manually onto the object slot, but the inventory slot. I'm going to show you what it is. Now object slot is still 0, but if I click on this icon right here in the upper right corner and I hit debug and I scroll down to the inventory, skin inventory, and if you look into the inventory slot that is almost not visible, well, that's where we stored our slots, and as you can see, size 5, right? We had 2, now it's 5. Now if you don't believe me, I'm gonna delete 3 of these and hit play again. Check the inventory, skin inventory, and inventory slots, all right, are size 2. All right, so that's how you store something like a slot or some form of object, game object, inside the script automatically. All right, once you do that, once you complete that, go back to the skin inventory and we're going to change some codes. All right, under the private void unopened inventory, all right, the only thing that I did for the second for loop, which is this one right here, all right, I replaced the object slot, all right, replace it with the inventory slots, all right, the inventory slots, this code right here, dot length, and the second line of code that I did, the inside this for loop, I said inventory slots I dot get component image dot enabled equals true. All right, what this does is, I'm going to show you later, but let's go through fixing all the code. So I comment out the object slot because I'm not using it anymore, and in the if statement, inventory k dot item name, if it's not equal to null, then I just replaced all the object slots to inventory slots. That's about it. That's all I did. Inventory slot, inventory slot. Now don't mind this code right here because I'm going to talk about it in a minute, but everything that says object slot inside your if statement, make sure that it's being replaced with the inventory slots. All right, that's all I have to do. Okay, and that is about it. Save it, hit save, and we're gonna go back to Unity, and if everything went well, this line of code, the inventory slots, I get component image, right? This line of code right here. What will this line of code do is check if you have inventory in our inventory, items in my inventory. If we do, check how many of them there are, and for each, it's going to activate the inventory slots image, which is deactivated right here. If you look at this image right here, I can activate it, deactivate it. But right now it's deactivated because we want to make sure that we don't see it inside our inventory. Okay, now it activates this image because we have an item, actually two items inside the inventory. Okay, and also make sure that slots, inventory slots, are active. They used to be deactivated like that. All right, make sure this time they're active, or otherwise that code that looks for the inventory slots will not be able to locate them because the object is deactivated. Okay, so make sure it's active for that script code, this right here, to be able to find your inventory slots. Once you do that, all right, and the only thing that we're gonna work on is now, well, that's about it for that, right? I mean, if you hit play, everything else is good. Yeah, it shows everything, even the icon is good. Okay, so that's it. That's all I did for that code. And now we're gonna be working on the equipment, equipped item. What I mean by that is when you click on the plus icon, and when you click on one of these inventory icons, right, and when we go back to this part, that icon will be equipped, all right, and saved as well. So the next time you restart the game, and when you get to this point, that icon will still be here waiting for you, all right, because it's not going to be like this. It's going to be an icon in the center of it. So I'm going to show you how that is done. Let's get into our scripts. Find the slot. Actually, make the script inside the inventory script. Make the script called equipped item. All right, CSharp script equipped item. Open it up, and we're gonna look into that. I pre-coded this because I had some issues in the I did the previous video, and I had to delete the video because it wasn't good. All right, inside this equipped item script, I have the only thing that I have here is extra is using Unity Engine UI right here, and this one using Unity Engine event systems. I did the comment out using system collections. I don't need them. In public class equipped item, next to mono behavior, again I have comma I pointer enter handler, comma I pointer enter exit handler. All right, that's for our tooltip again. and copy these serialized fields text, items rarity text. It's pretty much the same as in the slots. If you copy the slots ones, you'll be alright. Copy the slot first ones and paste it in here, and everything, pretty much, even the public string, rarity, item type, item name, ID, descriptions, even the sprite, even the image, serialized field image. You can copy that from the the slot script. But when we get to the start, void start function, we're gonna look into this. I'm gonna comment these out, but you can copy it if you want to, but I'm gonna comment them out and I'm gonna explain what these do later on. Alright, the first line of code inside the start function is rarity is equal to player prefs dot get string in parentheses, in between the speech marks. Make sure you have speech marks, and I stored the string of the rarity inside the skin rarity. All right, you can copy it the same way that I made this. So the next line of code is items type equals player prefs get string called skin item type. Next one is name equals player prefs dot get string skin name. Now you probably wonder, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, because where am I where am I setting the string? Well, you'll see in a minute. All right, just copy this and you'll be fine. Even you can copy these two as well, but make sure they're being commented out, because it's not going to properly work. This is just for you to delete the key whenever you want to test something out and you don't want this function to be able to pull these strings out of the player prefs folder. All right, so just want to make sure that it's deleted, and then comment it back out again, because these will delete any key, delete the key that you prefer on start, and then every time this function starts, it will delete. So make sure you comment it out if you don't want to delete it. All right, the next thing is if statement. If name is not equal to nothing, which is speech marks, that means it's nothing or null. All right, then inside this if statement, I have items image, which is this right here. All right, dot enabled equals true. So if there is something under the name string, then enable the image. If there isn't anything under the name, that means that there is no item, so then do nothing, right? The next one is icon equals resources dot load sprite, in parentheses skins / plus name. Now you probably are familiar with this one. In the last video I talked about this. What we do here is we're storing the icons under the resources folder, under the subfolder called skins. All right, and we are pulling it from that resources folder subfolder skins into the icon sprite, and then this next line of code is we are showing that sprite by typing items image.sprite is equal to icon. That's it for the start method. And now we have public void activate image. Now you can call this activate image, or you can call it save image. Let's actually rename this and call it save image, because it's more logical to call it save image, because we are actually saving the image here. All right, so let's do that. Save image or save item. How's that? Save skin item. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to rename this save item, save skin item. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to save this, and in this function I have items image. Again, I'm enabling the image of that item, which is it should be under the lockup panel, under the equipped panel, player add-on, skin background image, and this is the image, skin image that I am enabling the image right here, which is disabled right now. All right, I'm enabling that image. Pretty much I did that under the start method, but I use it under the start because you'll see in a minute why that is. Why am I using the same thing inside the inside this function? All right, so the next line of code is items image that sprite is equal to icon. Same thing like here, but I am not pulling the resources, the sprite from the resources folder, because I'm only storing. Right, I'm saving right now. I'm saving the playprefs.setString skin rarity, which is right here under the start where I'm where I'm getting the string. I'm setting the string, the name of it. You can name it whatever you want. All right, comma rarity, which is the rarity of this string right here, public string, plus prefs get string, again skin item type, which is where I'm under the start I'm getting that string, and anything that's inside the item type I store it under the skin item type. Another one is play prefs get string, skin name, which is here I'm under the start I'm getting that string name, but here I'm setting it or saving it under the play prefs, and whatever anything that's under the name, all right, I'll store it or save it under this string in the play prefs. All right, once you do that, once you're done with this coding this public void save skin item, go back to the slots, scroll down, find the, or if you don't have public void activate image, no, not that one, I'm sorry. No, unclick item, unclick add item. Yeah, it's probably the last one. Public void unclick underscore add item. Under this code function, I have equip item dot rarity equals rarity. Well, where did I find this equipped item? Where did I define it? Well, I defined it up here, which is I commented out. So I'm gonna take that comment out, and is that what I did? Why am I equipped item? Oh, I have another one. Never mind. I called it twice. All right. So under the variables, I have set as field equipped item, which is this script right here that we just worked on, and I'm storing that referencing it to equipped item with the smaller letter E. Once you do that, all right, save your script, go to the Unity engine, find the slot inventory. Under the slot inventory or slot script where it says equipped item, all right, grab the equipped item which I have added onto the skin background image, which is under the locker panel, equipped panel, under the players add-on, right? And it's right here, which I forgot to show you that I did add that item, equipped item script there. Just make sure that equipped item script is on this game object, which is called skin background image. And make sure that all your inventory slots have that skin background image attached under the equipped item. All right. Once you do that, go back to slot script, scroll down to unclick add item, and we're gonna look into the codes again because I was ahead of myself there. Equipped item dot rarity, which is the rarity that we have under the equipped item. We're pretty much saying, okay, the rarity under the equipped item is equal to rarity that is under the slot, is equal to this rarity. All right. And again, everything like equipped item type is equal to this script's item type, equipped item dot name is equal to this script's name, equipped item dot ID is equal to this script's ID, equipped item dot description is equal to this script's description, equipped item icon is equal to this icon's script's icon. And then I have equipped item dot activate image, which I changed it, if you remember, changed it to save skin item. All right, just add that part of the code in here, save skin item, and save it, save the script, and that should do it. If everything went well, check your console for any errors. It's good. Okay, just double check something. Yeah, make sure that this line of code is at the end. This is where I had to remake this video, where I end up having this code up here on the before calling or referencing or adding any strings, comparing it to the this script's string, and I had an issue. So make sure this line of code is at the end of everything in here, and we have that on the public, right? Save skin. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to look at the button. All right, so if I haven't showed you how to add buttons under the slot, but I think I did previous videos, make sure that that button, under the button, add one more plus or press plus icon, and then add that inventory slot onto that spot where you had the plus icon, and then where it says no function, find the slot and find the script that's called unclick add item. All right, click on that, Same thing for the other one. Make sure that if you have more than one slot, if you don't, it's fine. But if you have like 3 or 4 slots, you can delete them this time, because you don't have to manually add them onto the inventory script. You can just duplicate this one. Just make sure the first one is done. Delete everything else, else you have like more than 5 of these. And so I don't want you to go to each one of them and add the add the script onto the here, and then find the slot, and then add the function on click add item. All right, you can do that manually and it's fine, but just if you did everything right, you can duplicate these inventory slots now without any problem. You shouldn't have any problem. And make sure that inside the inventory slot, each image is deactivated, because we are activating it through the script. All right, so we don't want them to be active. And also the inventory slot image is deactivated as well, but not the game object itself, because we need to find this slot script through the code. Once you do that, okay, we're gonna hit play, and if everything went well, I'm gonna hit locker. I'm gonna click on this icon button, and I'm gonna choose, let's say, Santa's helper's hat. As you can see, it does add the icon onto our slot. And if I do the lobby, if I go to the lobby, press on locker again, it's still there. And if I exit out of the game and start the game again, right, hit the locker again, guess what? Our icon is still there. It's been saved under this slot. So that's how you save that. That's how you add that to this slot, to this equipped. This is the equipped slot right now. Okay. Once you're done with that, once everything is good on that part, locker, yeah, it does show the rarity epic, the top, the helper's hat. You can also add descriptions here, but there's no need. I mean, you can do it if you want to, but there is no need to it, because this is the equipped one. Only the inventory one, you should have descriptions underneath the tooltip. And where did I get well, under the equipped item, if you go down, the last two functions are, you guessed it, public void, onPointer, enter, pointer event, event data. Pretty much the same thing. You can actually copy slots. All right, last two functions, not last two, I'm sorry. These two functions, the public void onPointer exit and onPointer enter, copy it and paste it into the equipped item, and make sure that next to the mono behavior up here on the public class, you have iPointer enter handler and iPointer exit handler. Otherwise, these functions will not work. All right, once you do that, then you'll have then you'll have to go into the Unity engine, under the lock panel, tooltip panel, add all these text, text descriptions, the name, the item, the rarity, just like we did in a previous video under the skin panel tooltip. Pretty much you can copy all these and paste it under the tooltip that is under the locker, and move them around, set them up under that tooltip, and make sure that the equipped item has all those texts attached to it, like description goes here, name goes here, type goes here under the item type text, rarity goes here under the item rarity text. Save it, save everything, and that should do it. Like, you should be good on all that. I know I'm kind of doing this real quick, going through it without showing you exactly how everything is done code by code, because I realize that these videos are getting longer and longer, so I'm just making sure that videos are shorter and trying to explain as much as possible. I do forget sometimes to show you something, then I remember it, and then in the next video I try to remind you of what I have forgot to show you. Alright, so in the next video we're gonna be talking about how to add objects onto the player, alright, onto the players in the lobby, onto the player that's in the lobby. We're gonna talk about that, and that should, I think that video will be the last part of the series. So thanks for watching. Check back for the next video, and I'll see you in the next video.